Any other questions? Amen, please. Diversity of voices, I'm sorry, I have to.
Mark Tamhane from ABC News Radio in Australia. Look, I just wanted to ask Naveen, when you were talking about getting questions on Twitter and putting them to interview guests on your program, whether you still felt you were using traditional journalistic gatekeeping methods to decide what was an appropriate question to ask and what was not, what might have been offensive. Robert, I was interested whether anyone actually picked up your video and actually used it in the news story. And Ulrich, I just wanted to ask whether what you were doing, what's the difference between what you're doing, putting a whole lot of people together in a room, and Big Brother?
We start with Big Brother. Big Brother.
Big Brother is only there for the sake of entertainment, and you have to outsmart each other, and you have to be voted out or kicked out or something like that. Here it's not about that. It's about trying to agree. And the big question for us was actually, would anyone participate in that? Would that be a closed party, or would the society join in? But as it was extremely relevant for all of them, and they had the ability, due to social media, to participate, they did so. So I think it's far away from Big Brother. Very far away. Pardon?
No titillation.
There was no titillation factor watching them argue?
They kept their clothes on. Luckily.
Robert.
So the answer is yes. And what you saw was sort of a compilation reel that we put together. And it went out to Huffington Post and Bloomberg News. But the sort of success, in our view, of the project was that we opened up the platform for news sources to come in and pull individual clips, individual photos, and take those and basically tell the story of what happened on that day.
And for my question, actually it worked to my advantage, because sometimes there are questions that you cannot ask because of a conservative editorial policy or because of pressures that you may have, political pressures. And so, therefore, using Twitter, you can ask all kinds of questions and get away with it because you didn't ask them, did you? So, yeah.
I think we have time for a last question, if there is anyone who wants to ask a question. We have the Twitter, so we go to Twitter and then we... How do you become a network journalist? What are the first steps? Wilfred? You teach it.
You teach it.
Go on the internet, find a group of people or a topic you're interested in, and just start. The level of entry is quite low, so you don't have to be going through a school or anything like that. You have to find your voice. You have to be modest, and then you continue in a debate and listen to what other people say and take it from there. I think the entry level is not very high compared to. My best example is always Italy. In Italy, you need to be a member of the Order of Journalists to be able to even be a journalist.
The typewriter in the 21st century.
At least in Germany, anybody can be a journalist who wants. But there are some countries where the access to the profession is limited or regulated, and on the web, anybody can be a dog on the web, as we know. So you can also be a journalist on the web or write on the web, and then take it from there. It's not, you don't get a hat for this.
What about video journalism? Because there you have something you have to learn in terms of how you film, you tell the story and you edit it.
Again, the threshold is substantially lower. And also, I'd like to make one remark about the trustworthiness of traditional journalists. Friends of mine would have this group in Berlin meeting correspondents, and they would hide 2 words in their pieces to see how many people would pick it up. And then you would see a lot of daily newspapers in Germany would just pick it up with the 2 words in there, with the mistake in there, because they would trust them. So also you should be just as suspicious about traditional journalism as you should be about network journalism as well.
So he's sticking there his comment despite it wasn't the answer to the question, right?
Just go for it. That's what I say.
Any other question in the audience? Or do you anyone wants to answer to this one?
I just wanted to add to that and say, certainly in the past, journalists, it wasn't all that essential to have the right degrees, okay, to get into the field, to be on, you know, broadcast television or to be a photojournalist. Some people started very, very young, like right out of high school. In fact, I know people at NBC News did, certainly, when they were 21, 22. So yeah.
One of the good things when I went to journalism school, started in '82, that was 1982, we got a press card. And the great thing with this press card was when you went to the local cafe and went up and bought your beer, you just accidentally showed that you had a press card and you could woo women by that. And it doesn't work anymore. You can stand there with your press card and nobody finds you interesting. And why is that? Because it's not a protected profession anymore.
If you're an anchor woman, you still have some influence over your victim's life.
Maybe
We'll ask
not.
Naveen. Yeah.